This is Robert Reagan about to read part 2 of What a Dumbass. Where I started off at the end of part 1 was the Connect tells his boys it's a shame when a fake ass bitch like this has the most heart in your crew. From there it says, with all the information he needed, Robbie and Shane were both untied and free to leave. When they got back to Ben's place, old Shane, old Shane hosted a pity party. The snitch told the whole story up until the point that, well, he snitched. Ben babied Shane and never once spoke to Robbie, who got up and left thinking these undercover homos needed some alone time. He stopped fucking with them for a while. When they finally hung out again, Robbie found himself locked inside his own head. When Ben shook his hand and said, "Where you been, man?" Robbie thought, "You don't give a fuck where I've been. I could have been in jail and you would care less except for the drugs I do with you and the money you make off of me." With a huge smile on his face, what he actually said out loud was, "I've been hanging out, laying low." Every time he was passed a blunt by someone, Robbie thought, "Fuck you and the skinny ass blunt. It's kinda quiet in here. I thought this was supposed to be some loud." What he actually said out loud as he tote was, "Damn, this shit's pretty good." In his pocket he had a quarter of dro and a gram of some fire powder. What they couldn't tell by his eyes and the way he kept sniffing and rubbing his nose, these canines lost their scent that night. They all figured Robbie ain't have shit since he hadn't copped anything from Ben. They just didn't know he was copping at a way better price out in the hood where they were too scared to go. Ben's old Connect wasn't scared to go. Robbie ran into him there thinking, "Oh no, I'm about to get my ass beat." But instead the Connect gave him props. He said, "I should have pistol whipped you when you didn't tell me what I wanted to know." Laughing, he lit a cigarette. Going on, he says, "But then I started to respect you for staying loyal to your friend." Speaking up, the Connect's dreadlock sidekick says, "You should have pistol whipped this boy for telling everything he knew." "No," the Connect tells him, "you should have slashed his face with that straight razor you're always waving around like a pussy." Robbie laughed, thinking, "These guys might think I'm a fake like my friends, but at least they know I'm the realest out of the whole group." When they met again, Ben's little boy, that rat fuck, put on a show talking real hard about robbing someone's house and stealing 6 handguns and a rifle. In his head, Robbie thought, "Yeah, right. You haven't broke into anything. You buy bud and coke off your college fund, and you may have stole from the cookie jar once." This time, Robbie didn't say anything out loud. He just listened closely, letting all their words eat him alive inside. Thinking back to being wild and manic and all the jokes he used to tell, Robbie may have been laughing with them, but they were laughing at him. And not at one of his jokes. No, they laughed at how stupid he looked telling them. Shane took it a little too far, having the nerve to say he was a loyal friend. This was cool around them, but Robbie couldn't keep the truth inside his head anymore. Standing up, he yells, "Loyal friend? You told him everything you knew when that razor got waved in your face." Risking a blood stain on his sweater vest, Shane stepped up to Robbie with his chump card on the line in front of Ben. Before Robbie could pull it, the rest of their friends stepped in, pushing them both away. Ben doesn't say a word and just lets it go this way. Robbie thinks it's time Ben's card got pulled too. Verbally, he could tell the truth and melt this friend made of plastic, but physically, he just wasn't strong enough to back up those words. Ben, like a dictator, ruled all his flunkies by intimidation. Walking away, Robbie let him keep his card. From now on, he wouldn't follow anyone. He'd be his own goddamn flunky. Behind his back, people always said, "What a dumbass." True, he would pack a bowl and then search frantically everywhere for his missing lighter, which ended up being in his hand the whole time. Back when he had a girlfriend that he loved, everybody called her an airhead bitch too. After one day they stood under an umbrella smoking a blunt in the rain for some odd reason. Anyway, like 10 minutes after the rain stopped, Robbie was still standing there like a dumbass, running his mouth, still holding the umbrella. His girl looked like an even bigger idiot, standing under it too. Everyone knew everyone he knew played him for a fool because of acting like this. But just remember, every dumbass has his day. Outside a bar, Ben and his boys were giving a couple of young women a hard time. Watching this from his car, Robbie thinks they must be bugging these chicks for makeup tips. He was just about to get out and probably get his ass whooped when who pops up but Ben's old connect. Without even one of his buddies, he hops out and heads straight for Ben. Getting out of his car, Robbie notices Shane and the others take off running. He knows Ben is about to get laid the fuck out, probably with his nose or jaw broken. Their friendship flashes through his mind in a split second, all the laughter and good times, before Ben changed and turned against him, poured into Robbie's thoughts like flowing water. He couldn't let this guy do his old buddy like that. But then he did get there just a little too late. Like right after the connected with a right hook that nearly shattered Ben's chin, laying him out flat. Standing there, Robbie was still looking back on their friendship, deciding that it was based on some fake shit. You know he had to pull a Friday and Chris Tucker this motherfucker. Standing over Ben, Robbie looks down, making that same crazy face. He says, "You got knocked the fuck out." Going through his pockets, Robbie takes all his money. Taking off, he runs to catch up with the connect, yelling, "Hey, I got his money. You got any powder?" Okay, that's the type of story I write when make up things, when there's things going on in my real life that I don't like. And so I just flip it all up and throw it into a story. And anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Parts 1 and 2. What a dumbass. Thank you.